right, guys, welcome in to the Cream of the Stream podcast. We have an amazing guest here with us today by the name of Peanutbutter 200. They're an absolute badass. They have been nothing but a homie ever since I started. They are very good peeps, very good peeps. I hope that you show them some love, and I hope that you like them a little bit more than you already do after you watch this video. Just a reminder, all of our notifications are off, and we are going to post this to YouTube right after. So I hope you guys have a good time, and I hope you enjoy Peanutbutter 200. Here he is. Without further ado, get on in here, guy. Everybody say hello. How you doing, guys? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, man.
Yeah, so we ran into those problems a little bit earlier before we started. You know, I kind of like to have a little bit of time just to, BS and, tell everybody hello and, just to kind of shoot the shit with you for a minute. Sorry we didn't get to do that, but I'm glad we got it going. Everything looks great. And, I'm happy to talk to you. It's funny because I've always wanted to play DBD with you, but every time you've sent me an invite, I've always been doing something else.
Yeah, our paths never seem to be able to align.
Yeah, that's kind of sucks. I've always wanted to hop in, and play with you, but it is what it is. It happens. Yeah. So we start kind of early in here on the podcast. We start with where you grew up. So where did you grow up? How was your childhood?
So I was born in Puerto Rico, but raised in Florida. Pretty much raised right here in Central Florida. Childhood was great. Lives right next to the mouse. I used to go to school and go straight to Disney World right after school as a kid. And that's where my growing hate for Disney came along. Okay. Was just, I've done it so much as a kid that it's like, and I get it. It's a dream for many people, but it's just gotten insane at the parks. But yeah, so I grew up right here in Central Florida, Orlando, Disney World area.
Yeah, that you told me that yesterday that you had a hatred for, Disney World, and I was like, you're kind of crushing my wife's dreams right now, because she always wanted to work at Disney World. She always wanted to go over there and just enjoy the magic, if you will, which a lot of the times they don't really know what happens behind closed door. People that want to do things.
That's the thing, and like I was saying yesterday, I started at Disney when I was 15 years old, right? And back in the day, minimum wage was $5.05 an hour, all right? And we were getting paid $5.15 an hour, all right, working at Disney. I worked at MGM, which is now called the Studios. I think it's what it's called now, because they're no longer allowed to use MGM. But yeah, so the little magic for your wife for Disney is at Magic Kingdom, all right, the main park. There is tunnels that actually go through the park, all right? The money actually never goes hand to hand. It gets shut down a tunnel, all right? And then people pick it up underground, all right? Another thing, too, is at MGM, they actually scatter bikes throughout the entire back part of the theme park, so that, let's say you come into the park and you work all the way on the other side of the park, you just hop on one of the red bikes, ride to the other side, and you just leave it there, and then you kind of just pick it up and go as you go along.
It's interesting. You're crushing my dreams right now.
So, but no, Disney's not bad, man. It's just my mother, like I said, has worked there for over 30 years. It's the one and only job she's ever had in her entire life, and my grandfather has worked for Disney so long, he actually started as a chef for the people building Disney. Once Disney was built, Disney said, you know what, we'll take them in. And then so he started working before Disney was even built. And then he's been working there. He's retired now. But so our family's been at Disney pretty much our entire life.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, if you like it, if you don't like it, I understand.
It's not that I don't like it now, and because it's just so expensive. And like I said, I got a family of 4 or a family of 6, me, my wife, and my 4 kids. All right. And even if I get in free, which we get in free, you're still dumping $200, $300, $400 on food and drinks and just little trinkets here and there for the kids and stuff as you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, we went a couple years back, and I remember it it was very wallet hurting. That was about the only way I could put it. The missus was dying to go. I was like, yeah, we'll go. But oof, I remember it being kind of rough. It was cheaper than going to Tennessee, though. We were going to go to Tennessee. We were going to go to do the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and the price for our cabin was going to be about the same as what it was going to be for our flight and everything else over to Disney. So
So
we ended
that's
up
funny.
doing.
We did that last year. That's exactly what we did for Christmas. We went to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, but I didn't do a cabin because, like you said, those are just astronomically expensive as well. So I just stayed at a hotel with the family. Um, and actually, Mendrick in our stream, I met up with Mendrick in real life, and we had lunch. Actually, we had dinner together that night. He met the family. I met his, and he's a fantastic person. Great guy.
Oh yeah, dude! Shout out to Mendrick. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
man, awesome.
Yeah, we plan on going back one day, but that so you're still in Florida right now.
I am. I work in downtown Orlando.
That's awesome. What do you do downtown
I work in IT.
at IT?
Yep, I do. I do computers.
That's
So
actually what I'm taking classes on online right now to do. So hopefully one day I can get that.
yeah, and let me know if you never need any help or advice with anything. I'll do my best.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So now with the content and the gaming, how did you get into gaming? What was your early life experience with gaming, and how have you remained that passion?
So the gaming thing came 100% from my brother. I have an older brother, all right, and I'm sure I would have gotten into gaming as well, but since he's just older, he got into it first, right? Um, so we grew up playing, the Nintendo and the Atari and everything else, and then slowly just kind of went forward and kept that with the PlayStation and N64 and Super Nintendo. So we've always had a passion for just playing video games. One of my issues have always been me and my brother are very similar but very different. Where he appreciates like the storyline and all this other stuff that goes behind a video game. I just want to blow shit up. All right, like skip scene, skip scene, skip scene, skip scene, action. You know,
Yeah,
so
I'm
we
the
have
same
a
way.
very we have a very different idea of like when we like to play kind of like the same games, but it's he'll be like immersed in the story, and I'm just like skip scene, skip scene, skip scene. So, but I mean, the passion for video games is growing up. I guess the age that I am, I feel like in the time frame that we're in, okay, is like the best. Like we grew up with video games being so crappy, but we also grew up with technology being so bad that we weren't consumed by it. So we were outside, all right, and then we still played some video games, but we had that nice mix,
Yeah.
you know. So
Which I kind of feel the same way about that. My brother, I kind of have the same situation as you and your brother. My brother would be playing Donkey Kong, and he'd be like, "You guys can play whenever I'm done," because my sister and I were sitting there watching him, and he's like, "Whenever I get to 0 lives, you guys could play," and he'd have 99 lives, and it's like, okay, so I guess we're never playing, and that's kind of how it went. And then I started getting into. I played a lot of Gex, I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot, played a lot of those games, and
yep.
then finally just started progressing on. So then you got into. You said that you still play shooters every once in a while, like you play Apex, you play Predator Hunting
Oh,
Ground,
so I play off stream a lot. I play PUBG.
PUBG.
I just suck really bad, and it's like I don't want to put our community through that to watch me play PUBG. We have streamed PUBG a little bit. We streamed a little bit of Warzone. Um, and I'm just not good enough to continue a good enough what's the word, at least in DBD, even if you suck, the anxiety or that tension is always there to watch the person play because he's getting chased, he's getting this. But when you play PUBG and you spend 15 minutes just looting and then you die in 15 seconds, it's like you know what I mean. So to keep it entertaining, I try to play stuff that truly people want to watch. Now, if I was really good and I can keep these crazy entertaining shots or actions, I would. But I'm just not that good at those first person shooters. But yeah, played Apex. Wasn't a fan of Apex. I've never played Fortnite. Don't really care for Fortnite. But as for Warzone, I like Warzone. Like PUBG. Um, Counter Strike. I never played CS:GO, which I didn't realize that was actually Counter Strike because I played Counter Strike like when it was like that addition to Half Life. All right, so I used to play the crap out of that, and yeah, so
Yeah, I quit playing DVD for a long time whenever PUBG came out on console, and I played PUBG for a long time, and it got to the point where I would be like completely like melting people with like an SMG or something, and they turn around, shoot twice, and kill me, and I'm like, I'm never playing this game again. You know, like I kind of set it aside and I was like, I need to find another game to get back into. That's where I got back into Dead by Daylight, and that's what I've been playing pretty much ever since. I still play kind of horror variety every once in a while, but I pretty much just do that. So how did
So
you get
horror
into Dead by
variety.
Daylight?
Say again. I'm sorry.
How did you get into Dead by Daylight?
So actually, I've been playing Dead by Daylight since day one release.
Really?
Okay. Uh, so one of the guys I know him personally, so he's there. His name's L6. We were at work and we are just talking video games because we would play Destiny, we play this, we play that. All right. And you know, if you're bored, you just start looking stuff up and whatever. So I was seeing Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th, and I'm trying to compare them back and forth, one versus the other. So I remember being like, oh man, these games look very interesting. And I was like, you know what? I think I like this one. It looks cooler than this one does, you know? So I was like, you know what? I looked it up on Xbox. I started on Xbox, by the way. I did not start on PC. And I was like, shit, the game's like $3. Bet I'll try it for $3. You know what I'm saying? And I was hooked pretty much immediately. And then Prosthetic Hands, I was like, you got to get this game. Like, and me and him, we would play. I mean, hours upon hours on in the very beginning of just Dead by Daylight. You know, when it was really, really, really bad, but we would still play because there was nothing like it. There was just nothing like it.
It is a very interesting concept in the game and everything else. I've always enjoyed it. And I actually started on Xbox too. I made a switch in July where I finally got my gaming PC back to me and it was done. And I started to be able to actually use it. But I still use the controller because I'm a Papega. I usually get like raids and people come in and like look down on me. Yeah, they're like, we use the controller on PC. You're like, what an idiot. And I'm like, stop it. I know.
Listen, that like there's even like so I have an actual you can cash in some points to make me use mouse and keyboard. All right. And they love to abuse the crap out of it. All right. I was like, man, I'm about to disable this thing. And like last night, okay, Sophia was like, you know what? I don't remember. She said, boom, reverse, reverse. So when you do a reverse, reverse, I got to play on mouse and keyboard. So she hit me like 3 times. Then Delta hit me like 2 times. And then like Pichu hit me like 2 times. And I'm like, and like, I guess no more controller tonight.
That's good though. I mean, it makes for good content. You know, it's a
It
good
does.
change. I actually for my birthday stream, I actually have these little baby hands, like these little guys. And if you gifted me 5 subs, I would use these to play a game of your choice, the Killer Survivor. And I and since it was my birthday, everybody abused the shit out of it. So I played with these like I think 4 or 5 times, and it was something on mouse and keyboard, you know. And I got a kill with Trickster, and I was like so high. I was like, this is the worst killer game. I got a kill with baby hands. I'm not upset at all.
The best case of baby hands.
Yeah, yeah. Which I appreciate the cheese in the background, by the way. That's good shit. That's good stuff.
I mean, you are the best queso. So this is the best spread of cheese I could find.
That's awesome. So what do you plan to do in the future?
You know, this started as a joke, streaming. Okay, it truly did. So prosthetic hands is the reason I have a computer. Period. All right. I was content with my Xbox. All right, I was fine doing that on Xbox. Had everything I needed on there, and he stopped playing on Xbox and he kind of went towards the PC. He always had a PC and he kind of jumps back and forth. Well, he was kind of like the one that I played the most with because I guess our we enjoy the same style of games ultimately. So he was always the guy I was always playing the most with. So whenever he stopped playing Xbox hardcore, he was like, get on PC. And then like everyone else was kind of moving towards that trend to get on PC, get on PC. And they all had one. So for them, it was just kind of like, oh, let me put the controller down, pick up the PC. I didn't have one. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Time went on, I was like, you know what, I'll buy a freaking computer. So I started it out, parted it out, bought a computer, and then I just played with him on PC at this point. And I made a joke about like, you know, fuck it, why I'm doing, I might as well stream it. Everyone else is doing it. It's just, you know. And he's like, you won't do it. I was like, say I won't do it. He's like, you're not going to stream. I was like, bet, watch, I'll do it. So I started streaming. So we kind of got together and came up with some ideas. And I was like, I'll do this for like a week and you know, whatever. And then I kind of enjoyed it, you know. And then I realized I was like, this is actually quite fun. And then I started meeting people, and they kept coming back regularly to just chit chat. And at that point, I'm just like, man, like, let's just see how far we can take this. And then it went from 1 month to 2 months to 6 months to now we've been doing it for, I think we have Juan Sophia just subbed for 14 months. So that's at least a year and let's say 3 or 4 months because of the time you go from affiliate to everything else. So we've been streaming for damn near a year and a half at this point.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, you love to hear things like that, especially that you enjoy it and you kept doing it. And you're kind of one of those common names now where you jump in people's chat and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, peanut butter," like so. It's good to see that you're actually getting noticed and everything else, and that everybody's stopping back in and seeing you and everything else.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean you're a homie. I've always had a good time in your streams. Always had a good time watching you, regardless of what you're playing. I've been in your Destiny. I've been in your hunted. What is it? Predator Hunted Ground. I've never played that game, but I always trip on the name for whatever reason.
That game is that's a hoot.
So, do you have a set schedule where you just play games, or is it random? Is it random on the games that you choose you want to play?
So I'm going to say it's random. I've attempted to do a schedule when it comes. So I have a schedule of the timing that I play. That's set in stone. So I always stream same times, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. Now I started off primarily just doing Dead by Daylight, right? And I kind of had to. So when I first started streaming, I was actually streaming from 5 to 11. So I was doing 6 hours every day. All right. And then I got burnt out of that because I have to work at 5 o'clock. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So I'd come straight home from work. I would start streaming, but then I still want to spend time with my family. So I don't go to bed till 12:30, 1 o'clock after I got off of streaming. I'm still trying to spend time with my wife and everything else. And I get up 3.5, 4 hours later to go to work. And I was like, I can't do this. So I've adjusted my times throughout the streaming just so I can find that perfect stream work balance. So 6 to 9 has seemed to be the really good balance for me. And we started playing DVD primarily, and that's all we were doing was just DVD. And then I realized if I keep just doing Dead by Daylight like this, there's no way I'm gonna be able to continue this. I need to get some kind of variety, some kind of variation, because I truly do enjoy games. Like it's not necessarily a job per se, like where it's like I have to do this mundane task. Let me just keep doing it. Where it's like I want to do something that I enjoy, and I found myself. I'm streaming, but you can just see my face where I'm just miserable, right? And you can I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it because, and I was like, nah, I can't do it like this. Nobody wants to see that. So then I started throwing and mixing in some games. And then what we used to do is I would start off with Predator Hunting Grounds and then move over to Dead by Daylight at the end of stream. This way I get a little bit of variety. And I just can't seem to find a schedule for these games because there's so many games that come out. Hell, last week we just picked up Knockout City, and now I'm really enjoying that. So it's like, if there's all these games that keep coming out, I think what I do is I kind of mix it up at the very beginning, but always go back to DVD at the end of stream.
Which is good. I mean, that seems to be working for you. It's a good balance.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, that one snuck up on me. But it seems to be like, that it's good balance. Every time I hop in, your chat's always hopping. Everybody is always talking. You've always got something going on, and you seem to enjoy every game that you're playing. And see, you can actually tell the happiness whenever you're playing, because like when I hopped in, you were playing Destiny. This was a few weeks back, and I don't know if you were in the middle of a raid. I don't really play Destiny anymore, but you were having a blast, and you guys were talking about, and you were like, "What's your favorite cut of steak? Like, tell me right now." And then like everybody started pouring in, and you're like, "No, it's the porterhouse."
It is the porterhouse. You can't go wrong with the porter. It's half filet mignon, half New York strip. How do you go wrong with that? How do you go wrong with that? But honestly, like everything in our channel seems to revert back to food. Okay. And it's typically Nikki's fault. All right. She usually seems to start it. And then she's like, I didn't do nothing. It's typically her fault. But our channel lives off of food. And from what you said earlier, that I think that's like my favorite thing is that our community is really talkative. And I really like that. I love that they're always chit chatting. And I know, like, as I'm playing in game, I'll mess up a bunch because I actively try to read chat as much as I can and interact with the chat as much as I can. So I don't care if I D rank or D pip because I read something. I like engaging the community, and I enjoy the conversation back and forth. So
Absolutely. Which, anytime I ever go into a channel and they're talking about food, I'm like, I mean, I'll hang out, like, that's kind of where our conversations go to as well. Like, what's your favorite order from Taco Bell? Tell me, like,
yo, cheesy gordita crunch, man, sub Baja sauce or nacho cheese sauce.
yeah, dude, like, anytime I ever go to Taco Bell and they don't have Baja Blast, I'm like, I'll see you guys later. Like, like,
Okay,
that's usually the selling point. That's the final finish to the meal.
isn't Baja Blast like that's just god tier soda?
It is. It really
Okay,
is.
it is.
I-
I just
It's good stuff. It's good.
it is.
So now that you're doing, like, you said that you're playing DBD and you do like variety streams and everything else, you plan on do you do any horror variety? Are you gonna dip into any of that?
So yeah, we actually do that as well. So just so you know, every Friday we do, like I said, what we like to call Survive with Followers Fridays, right? So every Friday, and we've done this since the beginning of stream. It's something that I started at the very beginning because it was one thing that, as I would say, a solid month and a half, maybe 2 months into it, as I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually start doing this on the regular. I started watching other streams and kind of getting ideas, seeing how they're doing things, seeing how they're going. And one thing that I noticed is a very big majority of people watching stream just want to play with the streamer. They want to be involved in the community. So what's the best way I feel like being involved is playing with them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to dedicate just one day straight to them. You know, so that's why I decided to do Survive with Followers Fridays. So just to go off the typical Survive with Friends, so we have been doing that every Friday, and we've carried that from just Dead by Daylight to whatever game we're going to play, whether that's Fall Guys, Among Us, Devour, Home Sweet Home Survive, Predator Hunting Grounds, DBD, anything that's multiplayer. All right, it turned into Survive with Fall Fridays to is this Community Day. Community Day is Friday, so we've done. Like I said, I don't know if you've played Devour or not yet. That
No.
game's awesome, scary as shit. Phasmophobia, we've done that as well. So, and then was it last week or 2 weeks ago? We did straight Resident Evil. So we beat Resident Evil 8 on stream from start to finish. And I started off on very hard mode, hardcore mode, which was a mistake. But the stream was like, just do it, you'll be fine. And I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. And that shit was a mistake. But we did. We beat it on stream. So we definitely are open to suggestions on games to play. So if there's something that the community wants to see us play, I don't mind buying the game and playing it as long as it's something that everybody wants to see.
So this was the new Resident Evil that you played?
Yeah, we beat it. Like I said, like the week it came out, we beat it on stream, start to finish.
That's awesome. I wish I could have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those games that I need to pick up and actually play. I just haven't yet. But the
You won't regret it.
games,
Amazing.
like we were talking earlier, there's so many games that are coming out. And there's so many things, and it's hard to balance like playing games off a stream and then trying to keep up with chores, trying to go to classes, trying to work, and then everything else. And you notice as being a content creator as yourself, you know that it's a very hard balance to find. And if you want to do it, you're probably going to lose a lot of sleep, a good bit of sleep. And I
Yeah,
work
sleep
midnight.
and other things. Yeah, that was the one thing that I've openly admitted to everybody in stream, and I openly admit to everybody on your stream and everything else is I didn't realize how much work goes into this at all. So whenever you see anybody on YouTube making videos or content, this now I'm just like, oh man, those people just making YouTube videos all day. It's a lot of work. All right. The
Absolutely.
editing and the uploading and the making the content and deciding what to do and deciding what to talk about. Like every day, my wife's like, so what are you going to talk about today? I was like, I kind of just let it happen naturally, but it's a lot of work and it's exhausting. So I openly admit and I apologize for anything I've ever said about any content creator ever, because this shit is a lot of work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which it's one of those things. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to just go live, but If it were only that easy, if
Hmm.
everything would just, if you just had a robot that you just hit a button and then everything looks perfect, you've got all your alerts, you've got your overlays, you've got everything. You don't need to do anything. But
Yeah.
that's not the world. That's not the world.
Mm-mm.
It's very hard. It's a very hard time, especially finding a
Mhm.
balance between life and streaming and everything else.
Yep.
So
Adulting
you
and streaming is a lot of
so
work.
you said that you found right now is the best schedule you've ever had. You found your happy medium.
Yes, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Fridays, I go for as late as the community wants to go because I don't work Saturday and Sundays, right? So I work Monday through Friday at my regular job and I stream Monday through Friday. So I'm off Saturday and Sundays. So that 6 to 9 p.m., typically Monday through Thursday, has been great because that still leaves me. I go upstairs because I always raid at the end of our streams. We raid every single time, and it's something I plan on doing regardless of how big we get. I always want to raid out people and just bring that community together as much as possible. So I get off and I'm still able to go upstairs and watch a movie with the wife and still be in bed by 11:30. So, I'm not going to bed at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. So it's a good balance that I have now.
Absolutely. So what do you look for like in like a VIP or a moderator? What's your usual look to?
So for VIPs, I typically look for the people that are not just here but engaging as well, um, because it's hard for me to know that you because I don't open up like users in chat and just stare all day who's in there. So if you're engaging and I see you're here all the time and you're engaging in the right stuff too, because I'm not like I've been through enough. Like you can say whatever you want to me, I really don't care, but you're not going to bully this chat. Or you can bully me all you want, I don't care. So if you're engaging in that, like as long as you're here, you're a view to me, buddy. You're counting as another number for me. I'm good with it. But so VIPs, it's engaging and with the community, engaging with me here for the right reasons. Um, and then moderators are got to be the individuals that not only are here for the right reasons, but truly want to see us grow and help us grow. You know, and it's hard to like because a couple people are like I want moderator roles, I want moderator roles, and it's like I don't mind like giving it to you, but if you're here only once a week, you kind of need the moderator here to kind of handle the stuff that you can't, and a lot of times it's not for a lack of you can't, but when you're playing a video game, your mouse is stuck on that screen, so you have to alt tab in the middle of the game, go over here, ban somebody, or tell them that so the moderators help out in the background. So I think my first moderator was Prosthetic Hands, of course, but I know him in real life. And then it ended up being Quan. Quan ultimately helped grow this stream because he was here. Like I met him very early on, but he was here like every day, talkative, chatting. And then he brought Sophia over. Then Sophia brought Nikki over. Okay. And then they kind of all just were here, and we were always just chit chatting and everything else. And he kind of never left. All right. And then since he never left, and he was always just like, wanting to help and wanting to do this and wanting to do that, I was like, all right, man, this guy's awesome. And I had the pleasure of meeting them in real life as well.
That's really cool. So you've actually met like a lot of your community or just like a couple of them?
So total would be 3. So Quan and Sophia, because Quan and Sophia are together. Okay. And then Mendrick and his family, but his family's not on stream. But yeah, I posted all on my Discord. Went out to dinner with Quan and Sophia as well. They came to Orlando and I met up with them. We had dinner. And then when I went to Tennessee, Mendrick lives in Tennessee, right in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. So met up with him and took some pictures, posted them up on Discord. You know, so we met in like well lit, everything else places where so it's not like I'm just randomly running around meeting everybody I can, but
Yeah,
you know,
I figured that's what you meant.
so
What were you doing in Pigeon Forge, if you don't mind me asking? You just doing
no,
all the,
so
the regular stuff?
no, so every Christmas, like I said, I do it for kids, and they're all getting older. All right, so I have a 16, a 13, a 12, and a 7-year-old. Okay, they all have phones, they all have tablets, they all have this, they all have that. So we've gotten to the point where we don't know what to buy them anymore. So I get to, I'm like, okay, what do I get these kids? What do I buy them? I don't want to waste $100 on something they're going to use for 5 seconds and then never use it again. So what we do is every Christmas we buy them a small little trinket here or there, and we go on vacation. We literally live Christmas Day. We pack up and we drive somewhere into the mountains and we go on vacation. So last year was Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. So it was wonderful because I don't know if you remember, but last year it snowed crazy. So when we got up to Pigeon Forge, it was beautiful. Snow covered everything. The kids got to play in the snow, and Mendrick was way too kind. Mendrick got us into Dolly World for free. All right, so the kids, we went to the theme parks. We went to like the Gatlinburg areas. We got in sightseed. We took the kids to go sledding and tubing. So I take them to experiences at this point.
Which that's good, because objects and stuff like that, that stuff usually can get lost or can get broke or anything else. But you're creating, memories and stuff for them to look back on and say, hey, that we did this. And
Hmm.
that's really awesome. My dad actually just started doing that, where he starts taking us on vacations, and that's how I got to stay in the cabin whenever we went to Gatlinburg. It's because,
Nice.
hey, this is your guys' present. So we're all adults now, so it's kind of like a big party, but it
Right.
was a good time. It was a good time. It's always something to look back on and have a good time.
Yep.
So now that your content is growing and everything else, and you're becoming more known and everything else, what is your actual goals that you have set?
That's man, that's probably the toughest question you might ask, because I honestly I don't know. You know, because I really do enjoy this, right? Like I truly do enjoy this, but do I really want to do this for the next 10 years? I don't know yet. Because I have an actual career at work where I'm trying to grow over there as well. So I'm trying to move up the corporate ladder, I guess to say. I have a master's degree in IT. Okay, so I'm trying to move up that corporate ladder. I'm trying to go that route, and I'm going to do this for as long as I physically and possibly can, as long as it doesn't affect my personal life and my other work life. I'm going to do this. So for goals, though, I would love to at least probably break. I want to do it for maybe at least 2.5, 3 years consistently. All right. I would love to try to actively double our numbers every year. So we were able to reach 1,000 in 1 year. All right. Which I know is not a huge milestone for people, but it was for us. So we reached 1,000 in 1 year. All right. So I would like to do, instead of 1,000 in 2 years, I would like to be at 3,000 for 2 years, and then just keep doubling as we go along. That's what I'm actively going for, is to continue doubling our numbers and growing at that rate. But to be honest, I do have a full-time job that I do, so I don't know if this would ever become like my full-time. I can sit here and do this 100% full-time and never do something outside. I got to work.
Which, I understand that. I didn't know if you had any goals set in place, like short-term goals, like getting a new PC or, anything like that. I didn't know if you had any long-term either, which, would be partner or whatever, long-term goals people set.
I would love to get partner, love to make partner. And then short-term goals, I kind of want a better webcam. All right. And this is like a something I would love to do, but I don't know when or how, because the space that I'm in, I'm literally in my kitchen, or not my kitchen, I'm in my living room. All right, I've given like a tour of the house before, but I'm in my living room, like I'm looking at my kitchen, where I would love to have a dedicated like room to be able to stream, where I can get a better webcam. So you can see where I get cut off here. I would like to be just a full on image, where I can get up and do other stuff, where I'm not just stuck to my chair in this little block. So I would love a new webcam, and I would love to get a new gaming area. But getting a new gaming area would either mean one of the kids got to move out, or I got to buy a bigger house.
You said 116, so you're getting close. You're getting close.
Hey, he wants to join the army, so every day I'm just pushing him. Go, 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 go.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So right now, do you want to take some questions for the community?
Absolutely, whatever you like. You are the host. I am your guest, sir. So whatever you like, we'll go that route.
Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask Peanutbutter? Now, my chat's probably going to spam, what color socks do you wear? So we can get that out of the way. Because usually Orchid or Dirt will come in here and be like, hey, what color is socks? I don't know why, but like literally every podcast I've ever done, that has happened. Somebody's come in here and been like, what color socks do you wear? So
what color socks now, or what color socks period?
I don't know. I really don't know. I guess right now, I guess.
So right now, none. I'm barefoot.
Same.
Okay, I'm barefoot. I'm comfortable. So I'm so 100% because what? What about over here on our chest? Anybody have anything they want to ask? Any questions you guys want to ask? What branch of the military? He wants to join the army. YOLO. He wants to join the army. But yeah, does anybody have any questions on our end that you guys were wanting to ask at one point? Maybe you've never thought to ask. You can ask me anything you'd like to. I don't care. I'm 100% open. Doesn't bother me one bit. So let me know. Let me know.
So how do you I got one real quick. How do you handle chat? Like how do you get people? How do you bait people into talking?
Oh man, that's another good question, right? So that was one of the things too when I was starting to research and look things up and kind of, engaging chat, right? Like that's one of those things. Like, how do you bait somebody in, like to continue chatting? Because if they stay talking, they usually stay around for a while, right? That's one of the biggest formulas you can do. Um, so first and foremost, if I see them chat or I see them write, I definitely try to welcome them in. How are you doing? Ask them, how they find us, and see if they start talking that way. If they say something and like maybe they ask a question, then I try to answer because like I said, I'm actively reading chat all the time, you know, actively reading it. So like this one, I'm 13'5'7". What to do? You think it's fine height when I turn 20s? I see like I don't know what they're talking about. I'll talk to them. I answer them, but typically ask them how they find us. Um, if they found us from like somebody else, like who recommended you, and then I welcome them in and then let them know about what we do on Fridays, and they typically, oh yeah, it's awesome, this, that, and the other. So
You had a pirate ship, what would you name it?
if I had a pirate ship, what would I name it? The Rumtastic Voyage.
The Rumtastic Voyage. But if the rum's already gone, that doesn't make sense.
There's always more rum.
Sophie's asking, do you want more kids?
Okay, so if I can be honest with you, we did want more kids, yes. Okay. So when we actually had our littlest one, um, Mrs. Jelly was supposed to get her tubes tied at that point because we're 4 kids deep, and we're like, okay, that's it, we're done. We kind of looked at each other and was like, because the doctor asked, okay, are you sure this is what you really want to do? Because once this is done, this is it. And we kind of looked at each other and we were like, no, let's go ahead and have one more, you know. But now that the kids are so much older and we're at the age of where we are, we're like kind of regretting that decision because we're like, okay, no, we don't want no more kids. We truly want to enjoy our lives, and we're traveling more, we're going out more, we're doing all that stuff. So we're having a really good time now. Our kids are old enough to where we can leave them. We can go out and do what we want to do, and I don't have to worry about them. They're not babies. They don't need constant supervision. So
That's good.
this man and his rum. I love my rum.
Would you ever change your Twitch name? That's pretty good.
No, absolutely not. No, I would never change my Twitch name. Nope. I love it. Okay, well, so I guess that's a lie. I would love to just get rid of the 200. That's it.
Well, I don't know if there's any streamer named Peanutbutter. So if you
There
ever did
is.
get a partner, oh, is there? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say maybe you could flex on them and be like, I'm partner now. That's how a lot of people get it, and they get their names taken away or whatever.
Yep. That is so. So the Peanutbutter name, as everybody in my channel already knows, is that came from the military. That was when I was in the army. I got the name Peanutbutter. Okay. So I love the nickname. All my army buddies know me as Peanut. Okay. So it's just something so close and personal to me that I love it. I've had it now for damn near 20 years. So I love the nickname, and I don't think I could ever get rid of it.
What genre of music do you listen to? It's another
Everything. Everything.
Don't say everything.
My playlist legit goes, okay, from getting your truck and your dog stolen from your ex-wife, okay, to shit that's not even in English. Okay. And everything in between. All right. I will literally go drink a beer while I get my truck taken while I'm doing salsa in the background. Okay. While banging my head to some hardcore rock. I will listen to anything. I don't care.
I actually used to, anytime I would ask that to somebody, you know, what kind of genre of music do you listen to? They would usually spout out with anything. And I was like, oh, so you listen to a lot of death metal and Christian rap?
Absolutely.
And then they're like, no, I don't listen to that. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And that again, so that came from the army as well. All right. So when you're stuck with a whole group of people, you truly need to learn and appreciate everybody else's take on pretty much everything, you know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, just because he's listening to Christian rap and the other guy's listening to death metal, like, you know, ripping arms and legs off, you're counting on that guy to save your life, you know? So you kind of get to a point where you're just like, you know what? I'm going to learn to respect him. I learn to love it. And you learn to just appreciate everybody's everything, you know, because as long as I know that I can count on you to save my life, man, I don't care what we're doing. I don't care what we're listening to. So, yeah, I can listen to legit anything, anything.
That's absolutely beautiful. That's a good way to look at it. When did you get the puppies? You have puppies?
Oh yeah, I have two. So, Lily, which is a little Pomeranian, we've had her for 10 years. Okay. And then Helen, we've had her for about a year and 3 months, a year and 4 months.
I was wondering what that jingling was. That makes a lot of sense now. It makes a lot of sense. You got dogs.
We do have a puppy cam as well. Like you, I don't know if the puppy cam works for this, but we have a puppy cam as well, and you can use your points and you know, see the puppies if you'd like to. I'm trying to see if the puppy cam will work. Let me see. It does work. Look at that. Beautiful. Helen, come here. There's Lily right here in the background. And then there's Helen.
Adorable. I've actually got a dachshund hanging around by my feet right now. So I respect that.
Nice.
I respect that. So would you ever shave your mustache and beard on stream? Sophie, I have to tell you, that is not a pleasant thing to do. I had to do that one time. I got gifted 100 subs and I had to shave everything off except for my mustache. So I look like Farva for like 3 months. And I don't recommend it to anybody. And if anybody ever tries to come in and flex that again, I'm like, the price went up by a lot. I'm not gonna do that for, you know, how much ever that is again. That's not enough. That's not enough for that investment.
No, okay. So I'll tell you right now, if someone were to gift 100 subs, I will shave it all off clean, baby face, 100%. No questions asked. No questions asked. I absolutely would definitely shave it. Now, if I have to do something like where I only got to shave my mustache, but keep this, all right, then the price has definitely got to go up. If I'm gonna look like a clown, it's got to be worth it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I don't like doing gimmicky things along those lines. Because I mean, I do have like I'm not a freak show for people. I'm not a clown show. Like I'm here just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But I will shave it all off. It's got to be all or nothing. Okay. Or I'll keep the goatee and I'll shave all this off. But yeah, I would absolutely.
Would you get more puppies?
So, right now, I don't think I want any more dogs. They're actually, so my two dogs are really good. All right. How about an eyebrow? Yeah. See, that's where I wouldn't do that. Sorry. I wouldn't get no more dogs right now. My dogs are really good. We kind of have a great routine with them. And then just I mean, 4 kids, 2 dogs, you know, we have a house full.
That completely sounds like it. So you've got 4 kids, 2 dogs, right?
Yep.
Have you ever listened to anything Celtic? I love Celtic music, honestly.
Yep. So I've had a few individuals that are one of the great things, which I don't know how it works or how they do it, but one of the great things is people come to the United States from wherever they're at without like citizenships and they join the military just to get it. All right. So Yeah, like I said, I will honestly listen to anything as long as I enjoy it. I don't care. I'll listen to anything. Truly will. Take care, MD. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're getting towards the end of the podcast right now. We have been going live. We did have that little issue for like 10 minutes and everything else. I apologize for that.
Learning curve.
But, you know, hey, my computer was just like, you know what? I'm good, and just crashed and updated itself right then and there. So that's okay. It happens though. But do you have any tips that you would like to give anybody? Anybody starting to stream? Things you may have learned?
Yeah. So one of the things thank you, MD, for that gifted sub, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so one thing that I would definitely recommend is try to engage your community as much as possible. All right. And even if nobody's on, okay, continue to talk. All right. Because that was kind of hard, is like going back and watch like your previous broadcasts. I mean, nobody likes hearing their own voice, right? And like Bending Light comes in all the time. He's like, I'm here for my ASMR, like soothing relaxation. And I'm like, I didn't even know what ASMR was. So I had to Google it. I looked it up, and I'm like, so every time he comes in, I'm like, well, welcome to the peanut butter stream. I'm so happy to see you. All right. And so best advice is try, even if they come in and they just talk smack to you or whatever, engage them, because A, they're a view, okay, and they're counting as a viewer, all right, and B, I've had plenty of people come in like salty as hell or mad as hell, and then just be like, damn, you got a good vibe, whatever, I'm just going to stick around anyways, you know? So being positive is definitely one. Engage your community, and even if you have one viewer or 0 viewers and you're just starting out, learn to talk. All right. Because there's nothing more awkward than sitting there just like this while loading screen goes by or while nobody's there, you know, because a lot of people will come in and you don't see them count as a view until like a solid minute and a half, right? Like you don't see them actually coming into the stream for like a solid minute, minute and a half. And then you're just like, and like, well, this guy's not saying a thing, so I'm going to leave. So just try to keep some kind of conversation. And if you have nobody there to talk about something, talk about what you're doing in the game. So, oh man, this gen's almost done. I can see the kill over there. So here's what I think I'm going to do next. I'm going to try to do this. So talk about what's happening in the game. If you're playing a horror game, like, oh my God, I think she might be in this corner. I last saw her here. You know, as long as you have some kind of constant communication, and then it gives people a way to actually engage with you. But if you're just sitting there quiet, I learned that that's a really big turnoff.
Absolutely. Which that's some good advice. You know, nobody wants to see man versus game. You know, that's not why you're there. You're there for entertainment. And
right.
Some people don't do a very good job doing it. And that's just facts. And it's one of those things that you got to get better at. So as far as like networking, what do you do for networking?
We do have a Twitter, we do have a Discord, and we do have a YouTube. I will reluctantly say that I have not been as active on YouTube as I've wanted to, because I used to be able to access Twitch at work, and I would make clips at work and then upload them to YouTube. Well, Twitch is now blocked, so I can't do that. So on my days off, on my Saturdays and Sundays, I do like to relax. I do like to spend time with the family. We usually go to the beach or hang out or go out, or we just do anything. And, you know, so the Saturday and Sundays that I do have, and this is where I said that this is a lot of work, you know, because the reality is I could spend another 2 or 3 hours making more YouTube videos, but I spend time with the family at that point. The other thing that I do to network, and I catch a lot of flack for this, but I don't even care, is in Dead by Daylight or any game that has a chat box, I let them know that we are live and that we are talking. Okay. Like, hey, we are live. We're streaming. If you guys want to hang out, like, more than welcome to come in and just, you know what I mean? Like, come hang out, say hi. And even if they come in and they say, screw you, whatever, like, whatever, you know, you go through 4 or 5 bad ones, but then you find the 1 or 2 that end up staying, and then they usually keep coming back.
Which is not it's not a bad thing. I mean, people have their other opinions on it, you know, but it doesn't matter. You do you, man. You do you.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else in closing you'd like to say? Any more tips? Anything else?
No, but I would like to thank you for your time and for inviting me to your podcast. This was actually a lot of fun as well. I enjoyed this more than I thought. I enjoyed this more than I thought as well.
So what are you doing after this? Are you gonna play some more Dead by Daylight, or what are you doing?
So after this, I'm gonna go make some bacon and eggs because I just woke up. Okay. I'm gonna go make some breakfast. um, and then I'm gonna probably mow the lawn, do the adult thing. I gotta take care of the grass, and then probably go out with the kids and the family a little bit later on tonight.
All right, dude. All right, dude. Well, I hope you have a good ass day. I appreciate you coming on here again. One more time for Peanutbutter. He's a homie. I look forward to see what you do in the future, see how far you go. I need to check out your content on YouTube. I was not aware that you had a YouTube, so I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah. So I do appreciate that, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, part of the Jam Fam, if you haven't already, head on over to the Best Queso, show him some love, show him some support. Tell him thank you for bringing us on to his podcast. Spread the love, spread the joy as much as physically possible, please, and thank you.
All right, dude. I'll see you later. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy your bacon and eggs.
I will, man. Take care.
All right, guys. That was Peanutbutter. What a homie. What a good dude. I appreciate everything. I appreciate people being here. But it is that time. It is that beautiful time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, join my Discord. Recommend some streamers to me. Let's get this going. Don't forget, stay metal, hang cheesy. We'll see you guys next time.